His, and hers. The His and Her podcast with Michael Smith and Jemele Hill on ESPNradio.com.
So today's topic is not a sports story, but then again, when has that ever stopped us before, right? It's a story that transcends sports, that pretty much touched everybody. I was clear on social media on Friday. You and I took off from Numbers Never Lie, Jemele. So I guess you could say we both were able to get front row seats to the Batkid show.
Yeah, that's true.
Which played out on social media around the time when we would have been doing the show on Friday. And, man, it was just everybody was just so captivated by it. In case you missed it, and if you did, welcome back from your rock. Miles Scott, he's a 5-year-old boy from Northern California. He's near the Oregon border is where he and his family are from. He has leukemia, but is currently in remission. And thanks to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, all of San Francisco was transformed into Gotham City, and Miles Scott got to be Batkid. And the SF Batkid hashtag took over Twitter. It was all over the news. SportsCenter had a piece. Bravo, San Francisco, just for the way the city helped make this kid's wish come true. Came out in the Lamborghini.
That was boss right there.
Right, with the bat symbol on it. He rescued a damsel in distress from the Riddler. The Penguin captured Lucille.
Yeah, who
the
is
mascot of the San Francisco Giants. So there's your sports angle.
Saying, yep, there's a sports guy right there. See, we got it in there.
He got a key to the city. He got a shout out on Vine from Barack Obama.
What?
Oh, you didn't see that?
No.
I was like, way to go, Miles. Oh, yeah, look, Google it. Yeah, Barack Obama. Yeah, they went all the way to the White House.
Flyest kid you know.
This, seriously. So shout out to Miles Scott. And it was, the thing I love most about this, Jemele, was Miles Scott was not the story we deserve, but the one we needed.
Did you just quote Batman?
Kinda. It was actually, he's not the hero Gotham deserves, but the ones it needs.
Yeah,
one it needs right now, so we'll hunt him. At the end of The Dark Knight, when, Two-Face, Harvey Dent died, and Batman got away and became outcast for 8 years, leading to The Dark Knight Rises. Anyway, but this, if you look at just where we have been lately in the news cycle, specifically just sports, I'm not even talking about the world or the economy or politics. I'm just talking about sports. Every other day we're talking about bullying. We're talking about the N-word.
Yeah, I was saying that's the new one this week.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's who gets to use it and who doesn't and why.
Yeah.
And how often you say it every day.
Right.
Like, jeez.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
It's just there's not a lot to be happy about in sports nowadays. Who's going to get fired? Concussions. This story was fun. This story was like everybody it was like, way to go, Batkid. The kid in all of us was touched as a result of this story. So you know what Batkid did? For real, he saved the day.
He saved the day.
He saved the day.
Really?
Yes. Am I getting too caught up in this?
No, I understand the enthusiasm, and you're right, because I learned about it on social media, and when I saw this hashtag, I just started clicking on the hashtag, like, what is everybody talking about? And you're right, he was the story, but not the story at the same time. The story was also how, just that quickly, a lot of people came together to make something really special and unique happen.
Human beings are still good.
Somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
We're still all right. This was my only question about this whole experience. And I hate to be a cynic. I hate to bring the negativity into this conversation, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Don't do it yet.
Why not?
It's too soon.
No,
it's too soon.
You want to enjoy some more?
I want to keep talking about Batkid before you go Debbie Downer.
I wasn't.
You just said you were about to bring negativity
Okay,
in.
I just wanted to bring an objective question.
Not yet. Not yet. Save it. Just save it.
Okay.
Tell me more about why you enjoyed Batkid.
I enjoyed Batkid just because again, to see people come together. And I think we don't see enough of that in society. We're usually torn apart by something. You mentioned some of those other heavier issues in sports. Everybody has 50 different opinions about who can use the N-word, who can't, and all that, about bullying, about player safety. And so you find yourself kind of getting wrapped up in the negative turmoil. And so, no, we can't live in negative town. No, we can't. Sometimes we need to be reminded that deep down, we are good people in here somewhere.
And all of us in one way or the other has been touched. We've been touched by cancer, I may have mentioned to you a neighbor, a lifelong friend of my wife's daughter. My daughter's best friend is actually battling leukemia right now. Hers is also in remission. She just came home. So that was a tough time, for our family and obviously for the family directly affected. So just to see this kid, Miles, to see his wish come true, and for an entire city almost to shut down and just become, and like for one kid, it was really touching. It was really fascinating. It like I said, it touched the kid in me. Because, as are you, I mean, everybody looks at me as the nerd. You're a nerd. You're a much more attractive nerd, but you're a nerd nonetheless. You got some comic book nerd in you.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, both of us, we see the comic book movies together a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm not the only one here who gets off on comic books and heroes. And so I'm sure you had this come across your mind. I know it came across mine. If I could be a superhero for a day, who would it be? Who would you be, Jemele? One day you could be a superhero. Who would you be?
Wait, you pick Batman?
No, I'll tell you who I pick. I'm going to ask you first.
Okay.
Who would you pick?
I got to go with Superman.
Superman.
Got to be able to fly.
Okay.
Fly. Think about all the benefits. You can fly.
The benefits.
Yeah, you can, see through walls, and you can, he has that laser thing that comes out the eyes. Strong, Man of Steel. I mean, Superman has one weakness. Granted, given the movies, you have to be completely resourceful to find his weakness, which would be kryptonite, obviously. But the upside is just so there. And you get to, hang out in his little lair, open doors with little ice cubes. And I always thought that was great.
So you want to be perfect, in other words.
Absolutely.
I got you.
Yeah. So I would, I go around just acting a fool.
I'd be afraid for you to have X-ray vision. I don't think you would use that power for good.
I can name about 20 men that would also feel the same way. Like, she can see. Okay.
All right. So you know who mine would be? This isn't going to surprise you given my personality. If I could be one superhero for a day, it'd be Iron Man.
Really?
Yeah. I'd be Iron Man.
You picked him more than, I thought you would pick Batman.
No, I pick Iron Man. I like to think I got that whole genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist going on.
Oh, clearly. It comes off you in waves.
Without the genius, the billionaire, the playboy, or the philanthropist part.
Doesn't Batman have the same qualities, though?
But he's not as, what's the word? He's not as smug, as sarcastic as, he doesn't flaunt it the way Tony Stark does.
He's a lot smoother, though.
Wayne isn't smoother. Wayne is awkward. I mean, Bruce was more socially awkward. Tony's like, look, I'm Iron Man. He ain't trying to hide it. He's like, I'm Iron Man, dude.
You always like dudes that like to be jerks. Why is that? Because you are not.
Because I relate to him?
But you're not a jerk. You're a nice guy.
A lot of people would beg to differ.
Well, that's true. But but no, I was like, it's just kind of funny. It's like you always relate to the total jackasses.
Every time somebody act out of pocket, like, that's my boy.
Yeah. You be like, look at him.
Look at that bad body language.
Look at him not being a leader. Love it.
No, but I mean, come on. The suit, the armor, the gadgets. I mean, I would love, you talk about being able to fly. I would love to be able to put on that suit and defend the world. I mean, and then come home and have the suit taken off by machines that I built and enjoy my riches. I mean, I think Iron Man he's definitely my favorite Avenger. Favorite superhero? Yeah, probably. Probably.
Yeah, I thought you would have gone Batman because he's obviously they're both cerebral.
I could be Batman.
But they're cerebral in different ways, and you're right. Batman is more of a recluse.
Yes.
You know, it's like he is uncomfortable with the sort of power that he has been given, be it financially and also the power, and he's burdened by something different. You know, Tony Stark is not burdened by the same demons that Batman is. You know, Batman leads a pretty dark life, burdened by the senseless murders of his parents and always feeling that responsibility to save, you know, Gotham and battling against, you know, obviously the great loves in his life. So it is a lot different. Tony Stark is more free, a little more, you know, I think he's a little more by the seat of his pants, if you will. So I can understand that. Those are different kinds of burdens. But what I'm curious is, you know, obviously I know you have a great respect for both, but why would you pick two people who aren't even superheroes? That's what I was trying to figure out. Like, because you do realize Tony Stark is not a superhero, and neither is Batman, right?
Is that the cynicism you were saving?
And that's
Is that what you were getting at earlier?
I wondered that with Batkid. Like, he seems like a great kid, and I just wondered why he didn't pick a superhero. He picked Batman. You do know Batman's not a superhero, right?
You do know that I will come across this table on you, right?
I mean, Mike, I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Yes, wait, no. The bearer of bad news suggests that you're right. You're not delivering a fact.
That is a fact.
That's not a fact.
It is a fact. Look up the word super.
I don't give a damn what Merriam-Webster says.
Okay, you don't care what the correct definition of superhero or super.
How do you define superhero?
Supernatural power. That's how it's defined. Batman doesn't have one. Neither does Tony Stark. They're really rich guys.
Intellect doesn't count?
That's not a supernatural power.
Well, how?
It's a lot of smart people.
I'm not offended. That is a superpower.
No, it is not a superpower. A superpower would be able to. That's why I picked Superman, because that's a superhero. Hence why the word super is in his title.
So wait a second. So basically, by your definition, you're saying you either got to be a mutant or from another planet, or accidentally exposed to some form of radioactivity.
Pretty much.
In order to qualify as a superhero? Because no, it's not who I am underneath, but what I do that defines me. Point is, what about the guys who made a choice? Iron Man is a superhero when he dons the Mach 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever suit he wants to don that he built with his superior intellect makes him a superhero. It's what he's doing. A superhero is a person who takes on the responsibility. I'm a results oriented. Yes, it is. I'm a results guy. Mm-hmm. If you save the world or a large portion of it, then you qualify as a superhero. So however you get it done.
So you qualify as a heroic person, but not a superhero.
Josh, are you actually backing Jemele on this?
I have to, man. I'm sorry, but I have to.
Look,
no, you don't have to.
I have to because she's right.
Thank you.
I don't understand.
Mike, it's real simple.
So if you don't have if you're not a mutant or radioactive,
if you don't have a supernatural power. Because by your definition, okay, then James Bond is a superhero. James Bond a superhero to you?
That's not what we're talking about.
It is. He saved the world over and over again.
I'm not saying it's as simple as that. I mean, but Tony Stark can fly. Does it matter that it's not natural?
It totally matters.
Yes, it matters.
Why does it matter?
So my man...
Batman could disappear. Does it matter that it's more...
disappear?
That it's more theatricality and deception. Powerful agents for the uninitiated.
So you mean to tell me Tony Stark, just because he strapped a carburetor to his chest, he a superhero?
Yes. He took a bunch of shrapnel from a bomb to his chest, and instead of saying, you know what, I'm just going to chill, he decided to do right and to build a suit powered by the arc reactor that he built and save the world. Excuse me, Josh and Jemele. Excuse me, but which of these individuals saved New York from a nuclear missile in the Avengers? Was it the Incredible Hulk? He who was exposed to gamma radiation accidentally? Bruce Banner didn't wake up and say, hey, I feel like being a superhero. And frankly, depending on which mood he's in, the Hulk is not a superhero.
Oh, you got to be
He may be a supervillain at certain points.
Okay.
Was it Thor? I mean, okay.
Also a superhero.
Thor was fortunate enough to be born on Asgard. But his brother Loki was not a superhero.
But he earned the hammer of Thor.
But Thor didn't decide where to be born or what realm to be born in. He just was.
Okay.
Captain America. Do you not consider Captain America a superhero?
Okay, but he's on steroids. That's different.
Fine. He can't fly,
No,
but he can jump from really high places without a parachute.
But he does possess a supernatural power.
Which is what?
Which is extraordinary strength.
And character. Okay?
That's not a supernatural power.
Finally, I'm just naming all the people who did not take that nuclear missile and send it up into space. The one who did was Tony Stark.
Okay, you know what you're essentially doing? You're giving Tony Stark credit. It's like this. It's like if this were a football team, if the Avengers were a football team, they had a 90-yard drive, and inside the 10, they gave it to Iron Man, and you want to give him credit for saving the whole world. He wasn't the only. He did the final result by.
They'd have all been dead if he wouldn't have done that.
But it was an orchestrated plan that went into it, which quite honestly was actually started by Nick Fury, who possesses no superpowers at all.
He's not a superhero. He's an agent.
But he helped save the world.
That's not the only criteria. I'm not boiling it down to simply saving the world, because you're right. James Bond did it.
And he did it with just a tux and a pistol.
Hell, Austin Powers did it.
Thank you. They ain't superheroes.
He's an international man of mystery.
Right.
But he's not flying.
Jason Bourne did it. Is he a superhero?
And you know what? Yeah.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Matter of fact, Jason Bourne is a superhero.
Oh, God.
Yes. Because Jason Bourne can whip anybody's behind.
Jack Bauer does it he did it for like 7 years running. I'm 24. I'm just saying, Mike, that you're missing the super part.
No, I'm not missing it. I'm just saying.
That doesn't make them less of a heroic person.
No, there are different qualities of a superhero, or different categories of a superhero. Let's just go to the X-Men. Certain mutants decided to be part of, Charles Xavier's X-Men. Other ones decided to be part of the Brotherhood. I mean, they were born that way. A lot of them didn't want to continue to be mutants.
Why do you hold it against them if they were born versus chosen? Because either way.
No, you're not giving credit to the people who chose it. See, the people with superpowers, let's throw in Spider-Man. He didn't say, damn, let me find a radioactive spider to bite me.
Right.
It happened. And unto whom much was given, much was required.
And he decided,
says Uncle Ben.
But he didn't
decide to get the super spider powers.
No, but he decided to take on the responsibility of being the superhero that saves the world.
After he accidentally was bitten by a spider. But he didn't have
to do it. You know what he could have done? Once he got bitten by the spider, my man could have just been like, you know what? No one knows I had a superpower. I'm going to just start knocking over liquor stores and banks.
Right.
He could have done that, but he chose to be
And that's what I'm saying. Batman has all kinds of money and all kinds of means, and just because he didn't suffer some accident, or just because he wasn't born on another planet or in another realm, he still got the job done. That's all I'm saying. So it's like, why you're telling me I'm holding against people for being born that way? No, I'm not. I'm saying you're not giving enough credit to those who chose to carry out the role of a superhero, even though they weren't necessarily born with some power to defy physics.
Now, I give them credit. I'm just not willing to call them a superhero. They are, they are saviors.
They are heroes.
They're
not
heroes.
Superheroes.
Thank you. It's the super part.
Gee whiz. What does it take to impress you people?
I'm impressed.
Superpower. That's what it takes.
Right. My man that can fly through like walls and, Superman, lifting entire, freights and all that kind of stuff. That is a superpower. Batman has a bunch of really cool toys.
I'm sorry.
And he's smart.
Didn't Batman beat the crap out of Superman? I'm not a comic book expert.
Fixed.
But didn't that happen?
That was fixed.
You sure?
That was fixed.
I mean, I thought that happened once.
I don't know why that ever happened. Because it shouldn't have. Unless you have a whole bag full of kryptonite, there is no way you should be able to beat Superman. It's like the Hulk. Like, how can you really beat up the Hulk? You can't.
Well, but here's what's interesting about it. So Thor is probably the only Avenger who could go toe to toe. But guess. Okay, so let's just do is it transitive property?
That sounds right.
Let's just apply the transitive property to this. Okay, let's just go strictly off the movie, The Avengers. Great movie, by the way.
And if you haven't seen it, too bad. Too late at this point.
So Thor and the Hulk went at it, right?
Right.
Who else stood toe to toe with Thor?
Iron Man.
Iron Man. which means that if Iron Man wanted to, he probably could give it to the Hulk.
No, he couldn't.
If he could go toe-to-toe with Thor, he could go toe-to-toe with the Hulk. That's the transitive property at work.
Oh, so you said just because Iron Man and Thor got into it, and I believe, I felt like Thor bust him in the jaw with the hammer and knocked him like
and
states away.
All Hulk did was get mad.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nah, he don't. Look, Tony Stark doesn't want any part.
You're a killjoy.
He doesn't want any part of the Incredible Hulk. All right.
Nobody does, but my point is, you don't necessarily have to be blessed or cursed, as the case may be, with some power in order to qualify as a superhero. It's what you do.
If Bane were a good guy,
Bane would be a superhero.
How?
Dude, he all he does is kick ass and take names.
Because he's strong and can fight. That's what you have such minimum requirements. That's the whole. You think mine are too much? Yours are too few. Yours are too little. Linda Cole told you the last podcast.
Stop.
You ain't aiming high enough.
Yeah, her last podcast. She said, welcome back to this piece.
She said that. All right, you keeping your standards too low. If they save the world and if they can think, it's like, come on.
If it was so easy, everybody could do it.
All I know is that the people.
How you gonna defend the whole city and not wearing hockey pads?
Oh, and
how you gonna defend the whole city and you ain't super?
And while we on it, Batman didn't save the world. He saved one city.
Okay, well, technically, you said something. When did Spider-Man save the world? I don't remember him saving the world.
Save New York.
That's one city too.
Okay. Fine.
So what are we talking about?
But he has a supernatural power.
Technically speaking, there but two dudes that I could think of that could have the power to save the world.
Superman
and Thor.
Well,
other than that, I can't really think of somebody else.
And Thor can save the universe. So he's like a superpower.
Off the top of my head, I can't, because he's a demigod.
Exactly.
So everybody ain't fortunate enough to be a demigod.
Which is why, what are you always telling me?
So the superhero crew got 3 people. Okay, fine.
What are you always telling me about having a top 5? Everybody can't be in the top 5, right?
Right.
Everybody can't be a superhero. That's why you can't just be throwing Batman up in there. All right?
Just throwing Batman in there.
Yeah, I mean,
unbelievable.
He's saving one city. Woo.
Oh, my God.
Okay. I mean, he's a great individual. Philanthropist. The Wayne family has been good to Gotham for years. Not doubt that at all. Cool Lamborghini. Cool utility belt. Plenty of fine little mechanical weapons on there. That's great.
I don't like your tone.
I'm just saying.
I don't like you condescending.
I'm not being condescending. I'm just trying to get you, Mike, to raise the bar and understand that the superhero realm is not reserved for everybody. Everybody, like, you're the biggest one talking about something. When you in VIP, you ain't trying to let everybody else in VIP. Everybody can't be a superhero VIP. Some people.
So he's just a crime fighter.
Look, yes,
he's just a vigilante.
He is a vigilante and a crime. A damn good one. A damn good one. But he can't be in the superhero club. He gets denied the VIP bracelet. He general admission. Superman is VIP and Thor, and maybe the Hulk. All right. I didn't want to bring this negativity to this awesome story. But, I mean.
You probably put the X-Men in there. You put Cyclops in there.
Superhero?
Right.
I mean, the mutants all have, like, Wolverine. Wolverine got a VIP bracelet as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, but here's what's crazy about that. Now I got confused. Let's see, okay, you're the Wolverine expert because you the one with the Dakin T-shirt. So you got the Dark Wolverine T-shirt, so I'm going to defer to you on this one. The movie X-Men Origins confused me. So Wolverine, was he born with his mutant powers? Forget the adamantium. Was he born with his mutant power, like not to age and to heal, and then they put the adamantium on him? Or is everything a laboratory experiment?
I thought everything was. It's been a while since I've actually read the comics. I grew up reading more Wolverine. Well, at first it was X-Men overall. And then I kind of gravitated and read more Wolverine. And I actually read Daredevil, too. Although...
Let me guess. Blind dude, but he ain't a superhero, right? With ridiculous reflexes, hearing, and agility.
But...
Saving Hell's Kitchen, but not a superhero.
ridiculous agility, but it's not supernatural. And
You act like we talking about the Punisher. I mean, we're like Batman. I'm sorry.
And some people think he's a superhero. I'm like, he just got a bunch of guns. He's strong, but he just got a bunch of guns.
I give Batman and Iron Man the nod over the Punisher.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think on the...
I like the Punisher. I love Frank Castle.
I think on the tree of... and he fits, to be fair and not to... I was messing with you a little bit. He's a crime fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's more of a vigilante. All right? You know, he's not the... he's not in the same realm as everybody else because, again, he needs all the weapons and all that avenging, his wife's death and all this other stuff. So, whatever. But no, I mean, I just, again, I've had this discussion with other people before who ride for Batman, and I understand. I love Batman. Definitely one of my favorite movie series, but he just isn't a superhero.
Josh, if you could be a superhero for one day, who would it be?
Superman.
I didn't ask you.
It would be Superman.
See?
Because he's an actual superhero. He has a superpower.
He has several
I
superpowers.
love Batman. I love Batman. Is he my favorite movies of that genre? But he's not a superhero. He's a hero. He's heroic. He's if you want to call him a vigilante, great. He's rich. He's got a lot of toys, but he's not a superhero. I'm sorry.
Mike isn't looking real happy right now with us, Josh.
I just think it's disrespectful on your part.
It is not.
It's not disrespectful. It's
not.
factual.
Thank you. It is completely factual.
I told you I love Batman, but he's not a superhero.
I think he deserves more credit.
Nobody's giving him less credit. I'm not saying I'm not grateful he didn't save Gotham. I appreciated the fact that he saved Gotham. What I'm saying is that,
A couple of underrated superheroes. Just want to throw out there. Spawn.
Yeah, that was underrated.
You ever seen the HBO animated series of Spawn?
I did.
I have that on DVD.
Wasn't a fan. No, I'm good.
Oh, my God, that was awesome.
It's a little,
Todd McFarlane?
Yeah, wasn't a fan.
Really?
Nah, I never really dug Spawn. I
like the concept of it.
Yeah, the concept was good. But yeah, not a fan. Not a fan.
Blade?
Love Blade.
Yep.
Blade is a superhero.
Is he? He's a freaking vampire. You don't even know what you're talking about.
Because Blade.
You don't even know what you're talking about.
Is there not?
He's saving the world.
And he has supernatural ability.
Right, but at his core, he's a vampire. So it's
what's
like,
wrong with that?
He's a monster.
How you giving him credit but won't give Batman credit?
I do give Batman credit. I just said he's not a superhero.
You just said Batman was a weakling.
I didn't say that. Now you just put words in my mouth. He's a self-trained, excellent vigilante. Okay? That's what he is. Excellent at his job. But, yeah, no, I mean, Blade, he can bite you. And
he won't bite you. He doesn't
well,
like that.
yeah, right, because he has the little serum that they created. Okay, well.
Great first movie. It got progressively worse.
Oh, the third one?
Yeah.
They should just act like that one didn't exist.
Although I love Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Who also played Deadpool in X-Men Origins.
Yes. Ryan Reynolds, I think I may have said this before on the podcast.
Go ahead and say it again.
You know how I feel about Ryan Reynolds. He is a very handsome man, but as an actor, he needs to understand the superhero he needs to most pattern his acting career after is Robin.
But just be a sidekick?
And just be a sidekick. He needs to stop trying to be
By
Batman.
the way, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you brought that up. That brings me to another point I wanted to make in this conversation. Robin has become, there's a negative connotation with Robin. It's become synonymous with lesser than or
not as good as.
Yeah, like recently our man Chris Broussard did some interviews with NBA GMs about Carmelo Anthony. He's more of a Robin than a Batman. As if Robin was just like chopped liver. As if, everybody can't be Batman. Everybody can't be the guy. And if I'm not mistaken, again, I'm a little rusty on my comic book knowledge. Didn't Robin become Darkwing? Or Nightwing, excuse me?
Yeah, I think it was Nightwing, yes.
So, people got to stop using Robin as an insult. Oh, you're not Batman, you're Robin. Robin was a bad mofo himself.
He was. He
better start respecting Dick Grayson.
He was a perfect compliment to Batman. Because part of the reason why Batman, and this is why the LeBron D. Wade analogy does fit, is that part of the reason that Batman needed Robin was because Batman was trying to extend his career as a career crime fighter. And he needed Robin for that support, for that backup, to help him, to help him stave off some of the criminal underworld. Like, he needed that backup. That's not necessarily a bad thing to be the person that provides support.
Like you, Robin. You okay with that, right?
To who?
See what I'm saying?
For what?
Say you got upset? Say you got upset at the mere suggestion that you were Robin to my Batman. Say you got upset?
I didn't know. I mean,
you're like, to who? Huh? What? I ain't no sidekick. People don't like playing their role nowadays, man.
So what you trying to say? I'm a sidekick? It's like that?
I'm saying...
Oh, my God. I see how it is.
No,
See,
I'm saying I have no problem being Robin.
I'm just messing with you.
I have no problem being Robin. You know what else, while we at it? Something else that grinds my gears. Although my man has managed to overcome this. Because in watching the trailers for Thor: The Dark World, which was pretty good, by the way.
It was.
But what's going to be a monster is Captain America: Winter Soldier.
Yes.
That's going to be a beast. Josh, have you seen the trailer for Captain America: Winter
I have.
Soldier?
It looks awesome. It looks awesome.
Captain America going to be about that life. Like, because he was kind of, in the first Captain America, he was okay. It was all right. It was a little sappy at times.
It was.
But this one looked like he trying to do some things in this one.
Yeah, and those out there, if you haven't seen the trailer, you should see it because he basically whoops like 25 people in the elevator.
Right.
And I don't really know
a small elevator.
A small one, right? I was like, I don't really even know how that happened, but he was able to do that. Yeah, it feels like they made him a little edgier, a little darker, and it's just kind of interesting to see, kind of how a lot of these comics that people grew up with, what they've become on the big screen. I mean, it used to be, I think we went through a phase where people wanted comic book heroes to be a little bit more lighthearted, despite whatever demons may have led them to feeling like that they wanted to save the world or, become that hero. But now, like, everything's like dark and, we're okay giving them problems and complicated romances and all this like real life stuff. So I find how they do their personalities to be very interesting.
So you look at Captain America as just a shield agent, right?
Yeah.
Like he's just the same as Hawkeye and Black Widow.
No. But
he's just a shield agent.
No.
He ain't a superhero to you.
But he does have some supernatural ability though. Because remember he was the scrawny kid that they put in he got his powers, right? So he went to Balco, got the hookup, right? Came out, was bigger, stronger, faster, and now he can do things that are superhero-like.
Here's what y'all are missing. The most important thing when it comes to a superhero. Hope. Inspiration. If you make yourself more than a man, Mr. Wayne. Okay? As Ra's al Ghul told him in Batman Begins.
Okay.
Make yourself more than a man, you can become legend. Like Batman was a symbol of hope that anybody could be Batman. Anybody who was dedicated to the protection of Gotham City could be Batman. That's why Batkid resonated. Batkid gave us hope. Hope that our race was not far gone. That there was still love and compassion inside of all of us. And that we could come together as a people, united, and make a kid's wish come true. Miles is a superhero for us. I'm concerned, Jamel, but because he wasn't bitten by a damn radioactive spider.
See, now you just try to make me seem like a total hater.
Because you are.
I am not.
Talking about Batman.
I ain't got
this kid's one wish was to be Batman.
Okay,
you sitting up here talking about, he ain't really pick a superhero.
Knowing I love the kids, okay? Knowing I love the kids.
No, but seriously.
I love Batkid.
One thing I got to bring up, too. Speaking of Captain America, did it bother you? And I like this guy a lot because what I also didn't realize was Chris Evans. He is the star. He plays Steve Rogers, Captain America. Chris Evans, he's a Boston guy.
Yeah, one of our makeup artists actually knows him.
Oh, my God. He's originally from Framingham?
What, you going to go over his house?
My wife's from Framingham.
Gonna go see if he there? You going to ask if y'all can ride out and go on adventures
He moved to Sudbury when he was 11. He's from Framingham. Oh, my God. I didn't know that. I live in Framingham.
You could be a superhero too then, Mike.
Well, This is the problem I got with my man Chris Evans. Did it bother you that he played the Human Torch and Captain America?
Oh, like you can't be two superheroes.
I don't think so.
Ooh, that's tough. And he was so bad as the Human Torch. I mean, that whole franchise.
I didn't think Fantastic Four was that bad.
But Mike, you don't like good movies, so I can't really trust that your opinion is valid in this. Those were not good. They
weren't bad.
Not good. I mean, he was just okay. I feel like he redeemed himself by being.
Wasn't Jessica Alba in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That redeems a lot.
You know what I'm saying, Josh? You know what I'm saying, dog? Josh knew what time it was.
Look, she is lovely as she want to be, but that was a bad movie. It was.
I didn't mind it.
I bet you didn't. Look, I'm not hating because literally Chris Hemsworth could have said nothing in that entire Thor movie, and it would have been worth the price of admission. So, is fineness a supernatural ability? I like to think so.
No, it's not.
Because if that's the case, I say the world every damn day.
What?
His, and hers. For more of His and Her and other great podcasts, go to ESPN.com/PodCenter.